Well, hello, and welcome to week 52, Friday night update for Icarus. I'm here with Gow. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm really pleased to be able to get a timely start this week. It makes a nice change.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. Just eating a sandwich. So, we are on week 52. Just think, right? See, next week we'll be celebrating 1 year of Icarus.
Yep,
How's about that? Ooh, I can't believe it already.
time flies when playing Icarus.
Oh God, yeah, it seriously does.
So yeah,
Alrighty, on you go.
right. Sorry.
So we have week 52 update, 2 new open world mission types plus fortifications. Build and drone open world mission types added, new wooden fortifications, and the new augmentation mission. Ooh,
Yep, yep.
that sounds interesting. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, would you like to kick us off, please?
Yeah. This week we're introducing two new open world mission types, the dynamic missions. We introduce new fortifications to deploy and a new mission to play. The build and the drone open world mission types have been added, and a range of bugs regarding those dynamic missions have been fixed to improve those other available missions. Wooden fortifications now give you a true defense system to protect your base or assets in missions or open world, removing the need for makeshift solutions that players have used before, like deploying a ton of hedgehogs.
Yeah.
And finally, a mission tasking you to perform research on enhancing tonics and their effectiveness has been added with your briefing below. So yeah, they fixed the tonics. They were introduced last week. However, if you research the tonics, your game could not save anymore. So you had to force remove from the prospect or open world or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning any progress made after unlocking those blueprints was lost. They fixed those now, and I tested it today, and yeah, I can now research and then normal exit the game, and the blueprints do stick to the character. So yay!
Yay!
Anyway, next week we'll be celebrating Icarus's 1 year anniversary and 52 straight weeks of updates. This is something we are incredibly proud of and can't wait to celebrate with you. I wonder, will we get something extra, some bonus, some special thing for the celebration?
That would be nice.
Yeah,
It would actually be interesting to see whether or not they're willing to do like a 1 year stream like they've been doing, but a stream of gameplay, not Q&A.
yeah, I
Like
don't know.
that would be nice.
I don't know. Will I just have to wait and see? Hey?
Oh yeah. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Yep.
Alrighty. So
So let's kick off with the open world quests.
yeah.
Two new mission types have been added, and we've made a few changes and fixes to the existing missions that we discovered thanks to feedback from our community. So the first new mission, build. Players have to build a watchtower and place a provided beacon on it. When placed, players will receive a small buff in an area around the watchtower until the beacon is destroyed. I have not done this mission type yet, So I have no idea why they say until the beacon is destroyed. Is this like going to be a mission where you basically have to fight off waves until they finally overwhelm you and they destroy the beacon? Or is it timer based? But then again, why would they say until the beacon is destroyed?
Maybe there's a countdown to it.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Like I said, I haven't done this mission yet, so I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the other mission type I've actually done already, the drone. Players have a limited time to find and upload data from a crashed drone. When activated, the drone will likely attract nearby creatures, so be prepared to defend it. And yes, there is a timer. You have to find the drone before the timer runs out. Once you reach the drone and interact with it, it starts uploading data and it will spawn the animals attacking it.
Okay.
It's longer than a scan mission,
Mm-hmm.
so you'll have to fight more animals. And one of the bullet points below, those bullet points are like for all the missions.
Yeah.
Increase the variety of animals in the hunt, cache, and scan missions. Well, I have to say the drone mission I did, it spawned black cougars, the normal leopards, wolves, bears, but also cave worms out in the open.
Oh.
So it's definitely more interesting now.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, those bullet points for the fixes for the dynamic missions. We have addressed a couple of bugs and improved our original open world missions. The quests now take into account the biomes they are in. Isn't this the one where you had to hunt wolves, but if you started in the Arctic, you still had to hunt conifer wolves?
Yep.
Something like that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They improved the spawning locations of animals. They no longer all come from the same spot, but they come from different directions. They increased the variety of animals. And they fixed the rewards that were scaling on the prospect difficulty and not on the mission difficulty. I have noticed that before, but I was not sure it was something like a perception issue, or where even for easy missions, the rewards seemed similar as for hard missions. So there wasn't really a reason to go for either the hard or the easy missions, because the rewards were similar. Now, however, hard missions do give you better rewards than easy missions.
Cool.
The picture below does show you the fortifications. So basically you have 4 items. You have the fortification gate, which you see opened here,
Yep.
the normal gate. And then you have the walls, which is basically just a wall of poles.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the spikes, which you separately attach to the outside of the wall, which you can
Okay.
see here as well. And in the background you can see the walkway. You can attach a walkway to the inside of your fortification, of your walls, on different heights. This one is set to the upper height,
Mm-hmm.
so you can look over the fortification. And there is one snap point lower, but then it's so low you can't look over the fortification. So yeah, I'd say most of them you are gonna place topside so you can look and shoot over the wall.
Yeah.
Careful, the spikes also damage players. They don't do a lot of damage, 25 per swipe, but they do damage players.
Yes. So don't be jumping on top of it. Hello,
Exactly.
Legion. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Thanks for your support. How are you doing?
Hey Legion Shogun, welcome. Right, let us continue with the
Yeah.
next part.
Okie
The
dokie.
wooden fortifications. So we have added a new set of wooden fortifications to the planetary tech tree for players to craft and use to defend their base. It's a tier 2-1 crafted in the crafting bench.
Cool.
For missions that require you to defend an area, defeat a horde, or even protect yourself in the early stages of your journey, these will be a welcome asset and necessary blueprint. To an extent, yes, especially for defending the area and defeating the horde. Think, for example, the geezers. It's gonna be a nice one.
Yeah.
They have quite decent health. I mean, the hedgehogs, what, 250 health?
Mm-hmm.
An animal runs into it 2-3 times and it's destroyed.
Yeah.
Those fortifications are way stronger.
Oh,
I
good.
can tell you that.
Good. We needed stronger fortifications.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
mean, I,
protect
I,
yourself in early stages of your journey? Man, not really, because you need quite a lot of wood and rope and iron nails to build them, especially the spikes.
yeah. Well, I was going to say that during the beta weekends, there was the option of using a fortified hedgehog,
Yeah,
which, when upon release of the game itself, they actually removed, which was a big bummer.
they were stronger, but still fortifications are stronger than those.
Good, 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 good to know.
Legion says doing good. Update is great. Yeah, some nice additions to the upgrades and some needed fixes for issues with the dynamic missions.
Yeah, good.
The one thing though with the fixes for the spawning locations of the animals in the open world quests, pre-update, if you had the mission where you have to find the dead prospectors and take their IDs, it was always a bear spawning in the place of the dead prospector and unable to move. So you could basically stand in front of it and hit it with a knife, or even ignore it and take the ID. So it was way easier to find the dead prospector bodies.
Yeah,
Now they walk around again, so it's harder to find the bodies of the dead prospectors. Especially since a couple of weeks ago they changed the graphics settings for everyone. So even when you have set foliage to low, there's still a lot of grass and stuff on the ground. So it's harder to find those bodies.
yeah. See that?
But hey,
Yeah. I was just going to say I don't particularly like that little bit of update because I turned the
yeah,
foliage down so that I didn't have to see the grass and stuff. And
I
now
know.
now they've given us it back, and I'm like, I didn't want to see
Eh,
it.
I know. Oh well.
But hey,
Anyway, continuing on the fortifications. So the new fortification pieces include walls, interactive gate, ramps, and walkways, and spikes that can be attached to the wall on the outside and deliver damage on collision with whatever creatures charges them, as I said, including players.
yeah,
As for the ramps, I have not seen those ramps though. If you look at the blueprints as well, there are only 4 blueprints: the walkway, the wall, spikes, and the gate. But I have to say, I have not tried the R on those items. Maybe the wood walkway is either a walkway or a ramp or something. That I do not know. I have not checked that.
okay,
Anyway, fortifications have substantially more HP points than walls or floors, roughly 5 times their wooden counterparts. On top of this, they're entirely weather resistant, so won't require maintenance during storms.
good,
And indeed, they have a lot of HP.
good, 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 good.
The fortification pieces snap to one another, similar to building pieces. This makes it easy to shore up any potential gaps in your design that enemies could sneak through. So they snap and then they rotate at the snapping point. rotate
Okay.
freely at a snapping point. So it's hard to make a perfect straight wall.
Ah, okay.
But hey, uh, I'm already glad we have these fortifications. They look quite massive.
Yeah.
And yeah, we should maybe at some point test it out in a geyser or something. See how well they hold up.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, cause like for the normal wildlife, well, you just step outside your base, you kill them, and you go back inside. You don't really need fortifications for those. For the geysers, however, might be quite interesting. Also, I'm thinking if you need to do some scanning mission where it attracts wildlife, you can put a couple of some fortifications around it with spikes
Mm-hmm.
in order to protect the scanner. Might be worth trying out as well. And then just sit back and watch the animals run into the spikes and hopefully die before they destroy the fortifications.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, players have been very creative in using the hedgehogs as a makeshift defense network. So fortifications open the door for us to provide more variety and customization to this system. True, but like I said, hedgehogs, they're weak. They break pretty quickly. Uh, so you needed a lot of them to protect an area.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and they also cost a ton of wood. These new ones, the wall, you need to build a wall for 50 wood and spikes for 80 wood. The walls requires nails, by the way. The spikes do not. So yeah, it's 130 wood, but you have like 10 times the HP of a hedgehog, which costs what? 50 wood a piece?
Something like that, yeah.
Let me see.
They're still expensive for
60
what you get.
actually. 60 wood. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that.
you need nails now, but you have a ton more HP for about twice the wood costs. You can repair the spikes also from within the fortifications, says Legion. I have not tested it actually, Legion. I went outside to because I walked into the spikes a couple of times to see how much damage they do to a player. 25. And I repaired them from the outside. If you can repair them from the inside, then all you need to do is have a repair hammer and the stuff to repair your repair hammer a lot of times. And you just, with a geyser, you sit inside your fortification and just repair everything from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna make the geysers a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Legion says it tested it and it works great. Well, good to know. Like I said, especially for geysers, it's gonna be very interesting then.
Yeah.
Just a single line of fortifications with spikes, and you're golden.
Mm.
Might be an idea to try it out at some point in my open world. Maybe I can do a geyser on my own then. Oh well, something
An
to keep in mind.
interesting point, yeah.
So, can you walk us through the new mission, Echo?
Yep. New mission. A new mission is available to be played this week, tasking you to perform research on enhancing tonics and their effectiveness. Tonics were introduced as a result of our pace revamp last week. Your briefing is as follows: augmentation, extermination. Operator is the UDA. The biome is the enclosed wood. I'm assuming that's a forest biome.
Yeah.
Background states that the UDA has been performing research on enhancing tonics made out of Icarus resources. The mission: you must craft pills and enhancement tonics eliminate wildlife, and meet testing requirements. And the terms are as follows. There's a flat fee. All materials, safety, and survival concerns are the responsibility of the contractor. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Make pills, tier 3. Make tonics, tier 2. Kill animals. Okay.
Larkwell
Well,
bow.
sounds sounds pretty straightforward. It
Yeah.
is a styx mission. Already checked.
Okay. Alrighty.
And here's some nice info from Jake, the project lead. Shortly after we push this patch live, we will be pushing the data decentralization patch onto the experimental branch in preparation for it to go live. Everyone is free to jump in, I assume he means,
Yep.
and give it a go with the freedom to revert back to the live build at any time. We hope to push data decentralization next week with our dedicated servers beta. Please jump into our Discord and post in Experimental Branch channel for any bugs or feedback. So next week,
Ooh.
data decentralization and dedicated servers beta.
Ooh.
Indeed.
Ooh. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Downside
Yep.
is that I might be off work tomorrow, but the kick in the
But
teeth for that is the fact that I may well be working right through until Christmas Eve. So it's going to be a 14-day week.
hey, as long as you get compensated for it, payment-wise,
Yes.
so at least you have
Yes.
something to show for it.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, next week, data decentralization and dedicated servers beta. So yeah, this me likey. And it should also improve performance for everyone concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good.
That's gonna be nice. So this
Yeah.
also means that next week, starting next week, we should be able to create more than 3 characters.
Yes, because they did say that
Also
would
very
they
interesting.
would be coming out together, didn't they?
Yeah,
Alrighty.
come out together as in it's a part of the data decentralization. Because currently it's limited to 3 characters per player in order to keep the required storage on the backend within manageable limits.
Yeah.
And with the data decentralization, they were gonna let go of that limit of 3 characters.
Mhm.
Meaning, starting next week, we should be able to create more characters as well.
Ooh,
Good.
fingers crossed.
Yep.
Excellent. Alrighty, that takes us into the change log,
Yeah.
where
So, update the wood fortification, the walls, spikes, gate, and walkways. Well, we talked about it already.
yeah.
Add proper meshable entries so icons can be taken. Okay, thanks for the info. Fix wrong DMs being referenced in blueprints and water network logic due to copy pasta. I don't think we actually noticed anything about it, but
Mm,
renamed cases of the fortification stairs to ramps to keep consistent and make way for potential future stair meshes. Like I said, I haven't seen those yet, but maybe the old art trick will do it.
yeah.
Changed ordering of the walkway elements to start with the walkway. So
Huh?
yeah, I think indeed it is the R trick on the walkway.
Yeah.
Walkway stairs or walkway ramps, sorry. And
Okay.
start with the walkway and you have to press R to turn it into a ramp.
Mhm.
Cleaned out some unnecessary deployable setup data. Only need to specify names or icons if they're variants. Hey, Code optimization, good. Fix the fortified wood gate from playing the close animation on deployment due to the play rate on close animation being -1 when we already have a dedicated set of open close animations for those tasks. Yeah, I've only placed one and I didn't really look at the animation played upon placing.
Mm-hmm.
Some initial audio data setup for the wooden fortifications with a new Fmod event for damage sound. Add audio location settings to deployable base to enable more accurate sound positioning as required for fortification deployables. And add some tidy ups to basic deployable audio implementations. Basically, audio events related to the fortifications. The repair audio, something hit it audio, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Set of the audio occlusion and shelter interfaces for these fortification deployables. Here's an interesting one. Added refined wood as a fuel source. Slightly less efficient than using raw wood, so players do not feel the need to process wood before use for basic lighting. Yes, before you could not use refined wood as a fuel. Now you can.
Yeah, which basically meant that if you made too much of it, you couldn't even burn it.
Yeah. You couldn't put it in a pile, so you had to drop stacks of it in the
Mm-hmm.
world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wonder though, refined wood, is it a 1 for 1 or a 1 for 10? If you craft refined wood. I believe it's 1 for 10, right?
Yeah.
So now instead of burning 1 wood, you can turn it into 10 refined wood and burn 10 refined wood.
Yeah, but the refined wood will burn quicker because it's not as efficient.
Yeah, but not 10, not 10 times quicker.
No. And if
So
you put it
still,
if you put it in a fireplace that I make, it won't
yeah.
burn that much quicker at all.
But the basically what I'm saying is, if you turn your wood into refined wood, you get experience.
Yeah.
And then you use refined wood for fuel, so it's more wood efficient.
Yeah.
So more wood efficient, and you get experience. Huh.
That'd be good.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Reorganize fuel sources in the basic generators to be in generation strength order. I believe this is the one where if you hover over the fuel slot, it tells you which fuels you can use and gives the. But then again, the generator only accepts one type of fuel, a fuel can.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, Basic generators, plural. I don't know. Or maybe is this like more generic, like a campfire.
Or a
Now
fire pit
shows you
or a
coal and
fireplace.
then wood and then refined wood and then sticks and then
Mm-hmm.
fiber as possible fuel sources. That
Mm-hmm.
sounds more logic.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the added fortifications, flavor text and recipes. Sure. Extra sockets to fortification walls and walkways to allow greater flexibility in walkway ramp placement. Again, I haven't tested those yet. Hey, Buffalo mounts increased movement speed from 130 to 140, slightly faster. For all the mounts, added 30% physical damage resistance.
Nice.
Reduced food and water consumption by 50, nice. And increased the stam regen by about 15%. Mowers
Nice.
become even more interesting for long hauls because they regenerate stamina faster now. Yay!
Yay.
So yeah, more MOA taming becomes more interesting to tame MOAs.
Mm-hmm.
Updated the cooked bacon modifier icon to match the new cooked bacon icon. Yeah, if you eat it, then the modifier icon is now the same as the cooked bacon icon,
Okay.
which they changed a while ago. Adding the new mission build where players are required to build a watchtower and place a beacon on top at the correct height. If performed correctly, players will be gaining a buff for being around the watchtower. Now I wonder, right? In my open world, at some point I did a scan mission, and I couldn't find the drop pod to deliver the scanner to after it was completed. So I had to abandon the mission. I still have the scanner. Now I wonder if we do this build mission, you place the beacon on top, and then you basically as soon as you have the beacon, you abandon the mission. Will you keep the beacon? If so, you can place multiple beacons around your base afterwards, hopefully, giving you a permanent buff. What do you think of that one?
Hmm. Not bad.
Something to test out.
For sure.
Yeah, in order to test them out, I need a couple of those build missions in my open world. Re-enabling the augmentation mission after fixing the tonics, the new tonics. Fixing location-based queries on quests. What was said above, like biome-specific quests and stuff.
hmm
Add spike damage setup to the fortification spikes, taking a fourth of the durability damage and dealing half of the damage to players in comparison to the basic hedgehog trap. Expanded support for the spike trap base, now supporting multiple overlap boxes, streamlined effect setup, optimized effect settings. So if you put them in an angle, like angled away outwards, put the spikes in the corner there is a bit of space where you would hit both the spikes. Now supporting multiple overlap boxes. Maybe that's what I mean. I don't know. We'll have to see. And come up with a nice layout for a good fortification. Anyway, adding in functionality for the fortification to use destruction states when below 50% health. Added in first pass proof of concept for the mesh swap to the base wood wall. Anything that inherits from fortification base can use this system. Destructible mesh still has to be made for the final state though to stop it from disappearing when completely destroyed.
Hmm.
Um, Updated fortification tagging. Ensured fortification ramps can overlap other actors. This ensures they can be placed on various angled terrain.
Good.
So not from you can't place it because it disappears like an inch into the ground. No problem. Of course now they can overlap with other actors. Good. The offset potbelly stove overlap to ensure placement is allowed inside buildings. Potbelly stove was already allowed to place inside buildings.
Yes, but if you remember, the hitbox was wrong.
True. Yeah, maybe they fixed that. I don't know. I'd have to craft a potbelly stove to test the hitbox.
hmm
We'll have to see. Let's see, more fortification stuff. Yeah, we can skip over those.
Adjustments to fortification impact sound added a cooldown to stop shotgun bullet impacts from making the sound play multiple times at once. Also
Uh,
swapped grassland reverb to same as forest but in lower in volume and adjusted the volume of blueback stomp. What's a
Blueback is
blueback?
for, Blueback is in the future content a swamp animal.
Ooh.
It was mentioned in last week or in previous week's future content, Blueback, always, and then in relation to the swamp biome. So there should
Cool.
be a separate bullet point, or maybe even bullet points, in the future content. But yeah, they added
That's
a cooldown to stop shotgun bullet impacts from making these from playing the sound multiple times at once. Uh, the like the slugs hit the fortification while you only hear the sound once now and not like 6 times or so. Hey
yeah.
Mike, welcome.
Hey Mike, good to see you. How are you doing today?
The fixed screen fade fizzleback when transitioning to and from conifer type biomes. Never actually had an issue there, I think. Anyway, the new drone dynamic quest has been added. Updating the quest objective user interface to correctly show failed missions, like if a scanner gets destroyed, you didn't find the drone in time, things like that.
Yeah.
Failed. Updating animal swarm component to allow a selection of animals to spawn and not just a set one. Like I said, instead of always the bear, you now have a variety of animals.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, fortification issues again, fortification additions again. Hey, time from your own computer, Mike. Almost all set up. Good. Nice.
Nice. Well done, you.
This bullet point here. Adding very annoying drone alarm sound asset. I can tell you, it is very annoying indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey Bert,
Hey,
haven't
Beth.
seen
Hey,
you for a
Jason.
long time. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And hello, Jason. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Uh, let's see. Dynamic hunt mission added non-hostile hunt targets, so no longer always hunt wolves, but you can apparently now also you can get like hunt deer or hunt
Rabbits.
chamois. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I haven't done a lot of hunting missions because I find it generally a tad hard to find enough animals to hunt, especially like kill 48 wolves. Uh, yeah, you have to go out and I mean we did one of those hunt missions on stream.
Yeah.
It took us a while to find enough animals to kill.
It did, didn't it?
Yep. Increase the dynamic quest weighting on the hunt, build, and down drone missions for experimental branch, so hey, they appear more often, so it's easier to test them. You don't need to do that many missions before you finally hit a drone mission again. But
Yeah.
this was only experimental. So you have like the normal quest waiting again on the production branch.
Okay.
More fortification stuff.
This is one that I think Carl mentions quite a lot, if it's the same one I'm thinking of. Previous food buff issues on reload broke other modifiers.
Uh, went to experimental. Yeah, they. Let's put it this way: upon reload, you never had any buff no more. They changed this so you had the buff from before you logged off, but apparently it broke some other modifiers.
Yeah, and the other thing about that was the fact that you couldn't actually eat food and
That one, yeah, it did not. Yeah, there was one where I did not renew the counter, uh, but this was a buff uh, which persisted through a log off log on. That, yeah, sometimes it did, sometimes it did not, and if it did, and you ate the same food type again, it did not renew the counter. That was the issue there.
Yeah. Well, here's the bit that I think kind of solves that one, and that's two underneath it. Patch in initial buff lifetime during save load, so that active buffs stack correctly after save load.
Well, they're definitely showing again. This I've tested. But I never actually look at like, are they actually active? I just see the icon and I'm like, okay, so apparently they're active. And hey Jake, welcome.
Hey
The waiting of
Jay,
the
good to see
dynamic
you.
missions. The waiting of dynamic missions is now more in line with the other missions. Yeah, they changed the weighting on experimental branch so they could test those new mission types and those fixed mission types a bit more. But it was only on experimental and not on the production branch. See, remove initial buff lifetime from F modifier, so there's no interaction with blueprints or data tables. And now the patch in the initial lifetimes. Added the downed drone icon and added to the map icons data table. Yes, it has its own distinctive icon on the minimap now, on the map screen.
Cool.
A nice drone icon. Let's see, for the dynamic build missions, they added the indicator towards the ground to show the location better from ground level, and slightly increased minimum and maximum height requirements. I haven't done them yet, so I have no idea what to expect there and how it looks like. For the dynamic drone missions, they fixed the quest selection to allow mission to be selected. Oh, thank you. Otherwise, it'll be in the list and you can't select it. That ain't fun. And fix the timer step to show complete message rather than pausing the timer. I was a bit too busy fighting off the animals to have a look at the timer. Indeed, the mission step now says, okay, you have completed the mission step, locate the thing. And now the next mission step is uploading and the HP remaining of the drone.
Yeah.
Like with the scan mission.
Yeah.
Let's see, more fortification fixes. Partial implementation for the drone alarm. Damage state functionality. More fortification and drone. Yeah, not a whole lot of. So the dynamic drone mission now explodes. The mission, no, the drone itself, explodes when the mission completes or fails, and enemies will stop spawning when mission timer step of the mission is complete. Let's see, the scanner mission, animals keep on spawning and attacking until you pick up the scanner. For the drone mission, I've done it once this afternoon. After the upload was complete, so I started cutting up the animals and like retrieving arrows and stuff. There was only one or two animals that still spawned in to attack. But they might have been spawned in already, but still needed the time to travel towards a location.
Yeah.
So at
Okay.
least it's not like it doesn't continue spawning the animals until you pick up the rewards. So that's good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the map will be quite cramped with all the animals spawning in for the mission.
Yeah.
Let's see, this new mission updated the text and reduced the required amount of ore to mine as it tracks hits of nodes rather than the amount mined. Especially for me, because I do more damage because of my talents.
Yeah.
If it's like amount of ore, if it was looking at amount of ore mined, it would be faster for me than it was for you. And now, however, it tracks the hits rather than the amount mined. Still, I swing my pickaxe faster than you, so still would be faster for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake says when a drone explodes, the animals should all die in a radius around it. Now, actually, there were a couple. So as soon as I finished the drone mission, there were like 4 or 5 cave worms, which all of a sudden popped out of the ground and immediately died with a damage of 99k or something. But it was only a couple of worms.
Wow.
There were not the stone rings yet for him to pop up, but they did pop up anyway, and died.
Okay.
Updating mission complete. Text on the drone mission. The added the explosion audio and updated explosion triggers. The next one. Fixing the drone timer, which was accidentally set to 30 seconds, making the quest impossible to complete. Yeah, you have to find the drone within 30 seconds. Phew. Good luck there.
Yeah, I think that's only possible if you pull a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, you need multiple people spread out around the base, nice distance away from the base, and then one in the base accepting the quest, and then hopefully someone is close enough then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's gonna move to his other PC. He will be back in a bit. Hurry, mate.
Okay. See you shortly.
So yeah, for the special release, they reduced the hunt build in the drone dynamic quest waiting again. So there, basically, like I said, it was only a change. The waiting was only changed for experimental branch, and it's back to normal, whatever the normal waiting is for
Mm-hmm.
the production branch.
Okay.
Fixing a rare crash in legacy sessions when missions complete. In legacy sessions, as in old sessions,
Mm-hmm.
people who haven't played in a bit, and then you come back after a couple of updates. You wanna complete a mission, and then the game crashes. Well, good for those that they fixed this.
Nice.
Fixing mistake in the last commit about the legacy sessions. Is equal to was supposed to be not equal to. Oops. There's like the inverse indeed.
Yeah. Alrighty. I'm gonna ask if you don't mind, Corne, to take us through the first lot of fixes. I will be right back. I need a bio break.
Yep. So first we'll see here a couple of fixes for the new and upcoming DLC. Fixed texture settings for the aspen, for the bush flower, the bramble. Is all in the future content, so I reckon it is for the DLC and not for any update on the current game. So not for something on Olympus or Styx. Let's see, fix some master materials, referencing the assets instead of default textures. Yeah, not something we would readily see ourselves. Optimize settings on decal textures. Several cases of 4K sets reduced to 2K. Hey, optimizations, so performance improvements. Everyone is gonna love that. The next one is a nice one, an interesting one. Fixed up texture settings on the Cocoa Palm assets. First time Cocoa Palm has been mentioned. Or at least Cocoa Palm as such, as far as I know. I mean, we have palms in the desert, but Cocoa Palm? Well, we're gonna get some new palm trees with some new resources. Some new food types, maybe? Interesting. Anyway, delete a ton of unused duplicate assets. Fix the file names. Especially if these, if this is client-side assets they cleaned up, then it's gonna speed up the whole updating process. Like lot of people are complaining about like, hey, your update is so slow. Yeah, it's extracting the update. It's copying your game directory, touching all files, comparing, and yeah, less files in the game directory means less files to compare, less files to sync, so faster update process. Update the concrete railings to use more appropriate deploy sounds. Actually, I never listen to those sounds, but some people do. Ensure that every item static has a decayable row defined. DT validation to catch future cases which don't. Okay. Thank you for the info. I don't think we'll notify straight away. Maybe like some items don't decay. Well, they should. Thank you. I know it's not supposed to, but still, it means we don't have to repair them. More decayable DT entries, validation. Fix up some redirectors in the build, item, and deployment folders. Again, not something that should affect us already right now. At least not notable gameplay wise. Disable decayable on dropship parts, item trade masks, and also remove the decayable entries on dropship rows in item statics just to be safe. To fix dropships deleting themselves on the planet after decayable pass. Oops. So you drop down, you do your mission or whatever, you want to go back to your dropship and it's gone. That ain't fun. So yeah, I'm glad I fixed that. I imagine, right? You've done your mission, you're like, phew, finally done, I'm gonna wanna go back up, back topside, to get my reward so I can, I don't know, buy new items. Like, where's my dropship gone? Also an open world, like, I want to take my dropship up because I need some new equipment. And then it's like, no dropship no more. So you have to drop in with another character in order to get that new equipment. Yeah, wouldn't be nice. Oh yeah, indeed, Jason. Imagine dropship full of exotics missing. I mean, in our Thursday stream, yesterday we did put like 200 plus exotics in our dropships, and then we went towards the second vein. Imagine those dropships missing indeed. I would not be too happy in the no.
No, me either.
So yeah, I'm glad I fixed that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anyway, if you can scroll down, then we can continue. I see the next one indeed skip the item status rows with rockable defines when doing the decayable validation checks. As the dropship item shouldn't have decay. Glad they did that. Oh, by the way, Echo, FYI, there is a mention of a cocoa palm in the fixes.
A what?
Cocoa palm.
Ooh.
We have palm trees now, but I don't recall having seen cocoa palm before, so might be a new type of palm tree in the future DLC. Maybe some new food stuff, cocoa. I don't know. Not the
No.
cacao, because we have bushes for that, but
Hmm.
just some food for thought.
Literally.
Let's see, some more cleanups. Clean up this, that. Fix graphic setting DLSS drop down doesn't disable if GPU doesn't support DLSS, which might be confusing for people. Update the bone and the flint arrow descriptions to reflect their in-game damage. Let's see. Flint arrows is tier 2. Bone arrows should be a tier 1. Let me quickly try and find the flint arrow. Well, it always had, and it does this much damage. But maybe the numbers were wrong. I don't know. Never actually look at them anyway. So fix the spelling of the sustenance enhancement tonics. Fix a typo in the pickaxe pattern smith alteration name. Fix the live or mission steps in the pre-launch. More fixes. Let's see what else is interesting here. Fixed scan missions cleanup logic to correctly clean up the icons as they're completed rather than the final scans icon. Scan missions. Is this like scan for exotics mission? That it only removed the last scan from the map? I don't know, it's been a long time since I did that mission actually. The next one added the RC, var, tessellation, etc. variable to the default engine ini to help alleviate landscape wobbling effect. As the landscape mesh dynamically tessellates, the closer it gets to the camera. I've seen this before, where if you look down, the ground is wobbling around. It's like not static, but it's wobbling.
Yeah.
I'm glad I fixed that, because it was a tad annoying sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not really game-breaking bug, but visual bug, a tad annoying. This cannot be added to scalability groups due to the way the variable is implemented, so the global project setting of 12, 4 times reduction for now. But performance results could be decreased further in the future, but this is in the default engine INI, so one could also manually modify this on your own risk. And it probably will be overwritten with the next update or a verify of the Steam files, but fix the food buff issues on reload. They do stay now on reload. I checked, yes.
Good.
Serialize the stomach contents as well as the modifiers. And both initial buff duration and current buff time left. Yeah, there's indeed like the one, if you eat a similar food type before the timer runs out, it is now renewing the timer.
Yeah.
Actually, I tested it this afternoon, and yes, it does renew the timer. Use initial buff duration when refreshing buff type stack. I did not look at the time left on the buff though. But I do remember I ate a flatbread before the timer ran out and it renewed the timer.
Yeah.
Fix clove type grass not casting shadows. And fix textures resolution being over optimized. Okay. Change Olympus water surface plans to not render as far, so it's easier on your GPU. Here's something for the AMD users. Fix an issue where the AMD Pro, as opposed to the AMD Adrenalin drivers, were not detected as up to date. So the AMD Adrenalin drivers were detected up to date, but the AMD Pro it said, hey, you should update your driver. And it bumped the recommended version numbers to the latest WHQL for both AMD and NVIDIA. And like as soon as AMD or NVIDIA brings out a new driver and is like tested and deemed suited for deemed good for Icarus, they will increase the driver version number. So it will then on your game say, okay, you have the newest driver still, or hey, you need a new driver. or need, you should do a new driver. Factor 4K into auto-suggest graphic settings when considering minimum spec GPU. So you want to play in 4K? Well, then I would suggest these graphic settings. Like
Yeah.
you have a lower end 4K GPU, lower video settings,
Yeah.
things like that. Let's see, the resave data types after code change. Good. Fix the creature spawning on cache, collect and kill dynamic missions. As I mentioned before, before the update, it spawned a bear on top of the dead body. And it couldn't get away from that location. So it's very easy. I have the solo talent where I can see the health bars, so it was very easy to find those bodies. You walk up and you either ignore the bear because it can't reach you anyway. You take the ID or you just knife it in the face for fun. Also on the cache missions, upon reload, so if you accept the mission, you log off, you log back in, so upon reload, then you go to the cache, all the animals, wolves, were spawned at the chest location and they could not move away. So you just stood in front of the chest and you hit them repeatedly with your knife or your pickaxe or whatever, your axe. Hey, it's good for those ribbons to get. Kill X amount of animals with an axe or with a pickaxe. But yeah, they fixed it. It's good for the cash missions. For the collect ones, it's harder to find the dead prospector bodies now.
Yeah.
But hey, you lose some, you gain some, right?
Mm-hmm.
Adding new EQs for animal spawning specifically for dynamic missions. Yep. It's no longer one animal type. So for the cash missions, no longer only wolves. And for the collect missions, no longer only bears, but it's a variety of animals now. Fixed text alignment on the UMG death screen after default value for which it was changed and accidentally reflected here. I wouldn't know. It's been a while since I looked at a death screen. Yes, I know yesterday, but other than that. Okay, remove fractions from respawn countdown timer and just display whole seconds. So respawn in 3.5, 3.4, 3.3 seconds.
Yeah.
Respawn in 5, 4, 3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you need the fractions there? I mean, is it this time sensitive, the respawn? So yeah. Let's see, fixing snow wolves not having the correct name. What were they called? I don't know. Maybe they didn't fix it in the trophy bench and we can still see it there. Again, the increased creature variation on the dynamic cache hunt and scan missions. Here's a repeat of an earlier one. The screen fade fizzlebug on transition to and from conifer type biomes. Again, never. I don't recall having seen an issue there, but more, yeah, there is more double, more repeating.
Mm-hmm.
Repeating issues. Oh, fix the physical material on the herbalism bench, allowing sound when repairing it with your hammer. I didn't know it had no sound. But then again, when do I need to repair the herbalism bench?
Well, we don't usually.
Exactly. And then we are getting to the new content.
Yay.
Let's quickly go through these. Met exotic and enzyme geysers added to the grasslands in the Tundra Arctic. Well, it was mentioned last week already as well.
Mm-hmm.
Add 2 mini conifer biomes to Prometheus for audio purposes. Okay. You see the blueback mentioned here again, adding first layers of the blueback audio, the idle.
Yeah.
Cypress ceilings, mangrove. They adjusted the pathway again to climb out of the mega tree cave. Updated template cave Ahmed 005. I kill you. That's basically what I heard in my head when I read this.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you spell that? Oh, let's see. Yeah. A C phlegm.
Yep.
Silence! I
I
kill
kill
you!
you. Yep.
Oh my god.
Well.
Brilliant. Excuse me.
Anyway, let's
And
see.
just for the peeps in the chat, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, Google Jeff Dunham, spelled Dunham.
DUN Phlegm HM. Yeah, okay. Let's see, is there yeah, the rest of the new future content, there is a whole lot there. There is some exotic cleaner asset
Huh? Where are you seeing that now?
a bit down.
How far down?
Further down, further down.
Oh, there.
Added exotic cleaner asset to project.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Okay. So a vacuum cleaner running on exotics? I don't know. Well, you have to
maybe,
keep the
maybe,
base tidy.
maybe we can stick them in the washing machine.
Ah, I don't know.
Hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, like I said, it didn't further than this. There isn't. Uh, all the way at the bottom, some base setup implementation of the striker, including the corpse, basement as initial behavior. Phase 2 will include variants and extended bespoke behavior. So yeah, new striker. Maybe to purify the exotics and make them worth more. I don't know, Jason. I have no idea what I have to think about an exotics cleaner. But yeah.
Hmm.
And the last one is one for you, Echo.
No.
Some fixes and further implementation. Oh, they're missing. They didn't implement the L. For the spider, includes all base setup and first pass attacks for the main spider variant. So we will have multiple variants. Needs projectile added to the web attack and corpse states, as well as nest spawning, etc. for in-game implementation. So it's going to be a ranged attack, shooting webs, slowing you down maybe. Could be interesting.
Hmm.
Oh yes, Jason, there will be spiders. There will be.
Yeah. Yeah. Jason and I are serious arachnophobes here. You know.
Nah.
Um. I will refer to the last comments that we had when we were talking about this, and that is quite simply the fact that if anybody knows of the film Arachnophobia, I have never been able to get to the end of that movie, ever.
But you know, Echo, how they always say they're more afraid for you than you are for them. You just have to hope they know it as well.
Yeah, I mean, they say that to little kids to make them not so quite afraid, but it didn't fucking work for me.
Let's put it this way: about all phobias are environment based, basically a result of your upbringing.
Yeah. Jason says, I don't mind them in real life. Video games just make them terrifying.
Eh? But hey, you know it's a game. So you know it's not real. So why would you mind? It's just
Yeah.
another set of pixels.
Well, you see, I'm the opposite to that. I do mind them in real life, but I'm not particularly keen on them in video games. But I know I don't have to pick them up and throw them out the door.
Jason says I don't like to die in games. Well, I rather die in game than in real life.
Well,
In real
yes.
life, it's kind of permanent, you know.
Well, not always. Depend.
There is
That's
a
debatable.
whole lot of respawning in real
Well,
life.
no, no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, we don't have very big spiders in Canada. Well, be glad you don't live in Australia then.
Actually, I I
Hence,
actually I started to change my mind about spiders when I was in Canada because they actually have, and we don't have them over here. They have what I would call like a furry spider that has, you can see the hair on it, and
uh
they have almost like a triangular abdomen. Um, and I actually, and they're kind of they're kind of short and stubby. And I thought that, and the one that I saw was like light grey with black pattern markings on it, and I thought it was quite cute, actually, which is an absolute miracle for me.
well, if the size of the spiders is an issue, have a look at, for example, the huntsman spider.
Oh my God, those things are frickin' huge. I
Yeah.
am so glad I don't live in Oz. Oh my God, the huntsman spiders. Jesus. I mean,
Then again,
I've seen people trying to get them out of the corner of the garage with an outside broom, and I've seen the spider just sort of like put a couple of legs out and like grab a hold of the brush and stay on the bottom, stay on the brush part of the brush, and the human just drops it and runs like fuck. I mean, You
the
would
huntsman,
need
but
you would need, like, a wheelie bin-sized box for one of those things. They are fucking massive.
I mean, that's just because of the legs. You want to look at the body, have a look at the Goliath bird eater, for example.
Uh, yeah, but they're still not as big as the huntsman.
True.
The
If you're
hunts
talking
I
about
mean,
your nice, hairy, big spider, you want me to see you? You want me to send you an image? uh, let's do it after gameplay.
yeah,
Otherwise, you won't be able to play no more.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, when you say a big furry spider, I think of the tarantula.
On steroids.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I mean, how okay. Let's throw a question out to the peeps in chat here, right? And the answer that I'm looking for is a 1 for yes or a 2 for no. Who has seen the film Aliens?
That was an
I'm hitting the 1.
aliens. Yeah, I know that one.
Right. Okay. So most of us have seen the film Aliens, right? If you
All of them.
want
Yeah, same here.
if yeah, I've seen them all as well. But if you want to know, like, if you want a relative size for the huntsman spider, right? Think of the parasite from Aliens. It would easily jump on your face and cover it. I mean, a
Uh-huh.
huntsman spider is that big. They are fucking huge. And I'm telling you, you're not evicting one of them without the police force. Or maybe even the army. Yeah, I would run a frickin' mile from one of them. Jesus. Anyway, change the topic. We are done with the update, guys, and we know what that means. Live gameplay.
Yep. So yeah, a quick break and then gameplay.
Yeah.
We'll be doing the new mission, Styx mission. Let's see how fast we can do it. We need pills, so we have to go up to tier 3. Still, we should be able to finish it in one go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Do you reckon a couple of hours will be enough to finish it?
Uh, we are like an hour and a half till we get the machining bench. So yeah,
Uh,
shouldn't
yeah,
be too
but
bad.
is
And
it the
then
machining
we
bench
need
that you need for the kitchen bench to make the
yeah,
tablets?
to
Okay.
make the pills. Yes, it's a tier 3 one.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can do that relatively quickly, I reckon.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Nice. Alrighty. So, that brings us to the end of the update for this week. Next week sees the 1 year anniversary. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, and the data decentralization is supposed to come next week, and the beta
Poss-
for the servers, the how do you call it? Uh, what was it? What was it? What was it? Let's see. The dedicated servers beta as well
data,
next week.
yeah, and data yeah, decentralization. Yeah.
So dedicated servers does also mean I might have to have a look at the machines I have still standing around here. See if either an own dedicated server or rent one somewhere. Don't really care too much.
Yeah. Jake says data decentralization is actually out on the experimental branch.
Yep.
Beta dedicated server will be out too.
Yeah, Jake, the
Yep.
project lead, already said it in this patch notes. If you scroll down a little bit, Echo, to just under the new mission, you can see. Oh, you are the Jake from the patch notes. Okay. Okay. Hey, honored that you visit our little chat.
Mm.
Yeah, a bit more down, Echo.
Oh, right. There we go. Yeah.
So it said so like we'll be pushing the data decentralization onto the experimental branch after the push the patch live. So yeah. Oh, thank you, man.
Wow. I'm speechless,
Yeah.
which is doesn't happen very often.
Oh, that is true. I can tell. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't exactly have a YouTube channel if you're constantly speechless.
Exactly.
Well, I'm absolutely chuffed to bits, and I'm really glad you joined us. Thank you very much for your
Yeah.
support. It means a lot. So thank you very much. Alrighty. Moving swiftly on, let's get down to this gameplay. So we will
Yep.
be back in, oh, let's say
Uh,
15 minutes. So we'll be back at 22:35 my time, which will be 35 minutes past the hour everybody else's time. Um,
no, 5 over 12, but
say that again.
I was talking to Bert in Dutch.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Right. So we will be back at 25 minutes to the hour, 35 minutes past the hour. So we shall see you soon. We're going to have a quick break. Until then, it's bye from me,
And bye from her.
and we will see you very shortly. Until then, remember, peeps, it's a dangerous world out there. Take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.